Jacinda, are you ready to go?
No.
No.
Oh dear.
All right, so we're back here with Jacinda and Cleo. We're going to talk about their experience transitioning from junior football into senior football. Cleo, how's your experience been so far?
Yeah, it's been good. I played under 19s for 3 years. I did 2 at South, and then I moved to Bayside for my last year of 19s, which is last year.
Mm-hmm.
I played a few senior games, but it was mainly like training playing 19s. And this year I've obviously signed for Heidelberg in the senior squad, which has been cool. It's been like weird to be in 19s for 3 years. But I feel like it's really prepared me for seniors. Like the more years you have in 19s, the more sort of serious it gets, the more like professional like coaches make the team, like with, extra stuff we have to do. So finally playing seniors this year, and I'm really excited. I just want to play.
Yeah.
I just really want to play, but yeah.
Yeah, and Jacinda, same question to you.
So I started off playing in community league, and then as soon as the NPL started, I went to Southern, played under 19s for 2 years. But at the end of the second year, I started playing a few senior games, getting a few minutes.
Yep.
And then I moved to Bayside under 19s for half a season, and then moved back to Southern and played seniors for 1.5 years. And now we're here.
Now we're here.
Yeah.
That's your Casey comments.
Yeah, Casey comments.
So with the two of you, has there been any challenges that you've experienced and hurdles that you've overcame?
I think that so when I first started getting seniors from 19s, I think the competition was really hard, like just getting into it. But then when I started playing seniors after Bayside back at Southern, the challenge was that the team wasn't doing great. Like obviously everyone knows that we're probably getting smashed. But I think one of the reasons I actually moved to play seniors at Southern was because I was a defender, and I was going to be improving more by playing against top players, and I have felt like I have improved by doing that.
Yeah, and definitely getting that experience under your belt. Yeah, same question.
Yeah, and like obviously I've moved to a new club. I've got a new coach for my first year of seniors. So there's going to be, there's always difficulties when you're changing clubs. And with a new team. But the main thing I think, like the challenge has been, is just like the intensity.
Yeah.
Like in 19s, you have so much time. You get the ball. It's like, have a look around, see what you can do, and then you play the ball. But in seniors, like you get the ball and straight away it's like, okay, what am I going to do? Like it's a lot more, you have to be really quick on your feet, and the intensity is a lot more intense, I guess. It's a lot different, but I think it's really cool for us to like move into that. Like more,
breaking into
more challenging. Yeah, exactly.
So you mentioned those challenges. So how did you overcome some of the challenges that you faced, whether that was on the field, off the field?
Well, with the new team and the new club, I feel like everyone has that challenge. Jacinda and I both moved to a new club this year, so and I'm sure a lot of people have moved clubs. It's always hard, but ultimately, when you're training with your team 3 nights a week, you're playing games with them. It doesn't take long until sort of you're in with the team and you get to know the coaches and all the staff. So really that comes pretty easily, I feel, to most people, just being there and being a part of it. In terms of like the intensity, it's all about training. Like you just have to pick up your game at training, train really hard, and you just have to get into a new mindset. Working hard every single training. Obviously it's fun. It's still, you're still supposed to have fun, but it's not, it's more serious. Like you have to take it really seriously, and you have to train as well as you can, which is good. I like it a lot more than just coming to training to, hang out. It's what I wanted to do, like have more intense training sessions. So I feel like it comes with training and working with the team and stuff.
Definitely. I think that's fair enough from any footballer. or any professional athlete or athlete that wants to be there. Send the same question. Any hurdles that you've overcame, either on the field or off the field?
I think my biggest hurdle right now is recovering from my knee, but the biggest hurdle was probably just playing against top teams, and then like because we were getting like just because we were getting smashed, there was like a lot of pressure on us. Like people probably didn't think there was a lot of pressure just because there were so many goals, but like we still were very hard on ourselves about those goals. But like we were all trying very hard, and
Or how did you deal with how did you deal with those big losses throughout the season? Like,
I just used them as more like motivation to try to get better.
Yeah.
I didn't see them as like they were negatives, but I saw them more as positives. Like tried to look at them without putting me. Like I saw most people were getting brought down by it, but I used it to bring myself back up.
Yeah, that's
in a
great
way.
mindset. Yeah, that's a really good mindset.
You can definitely tell because I watched Jacinda play a few times last year. I came to a couple of Southern games, trekked it all the way out. And, you know, even though it's so hard, like losing and being beat, like especially as a defender, as I've come to learn, it's so hard. But like you can tell even with Jacinda, like a lot of people will bring them down, but it's like made her stronger. Like if you're getting beat, it's horrible. But then as you start to improve, it's going to happen less and less, and then it's like you'd rather start from the bottom and go to the top than the other way around, I feel.
Yeah, and I think we saw that towards the end last year when Southern were conceding less and less goals towards the end.
Yeah.
So next question. What could coaches and parents do to assist young players transitioning into senior football? So someone who's 16 going to a senior team, what could...
I'll go first, I guess. Something that I had in my junior team that helped me with the transition was, especially last year with Dean, there was always quite a high level of professionalism, especially for an under-19 team. I'll just use last year as an example. Every day we got to training, we did pre-activation. We had to do that every training. You couldn't be late to training. You had to come to training to play. And if you arrived at a game late and you were starting, you wouldn't start. And at the start, I was like, oh my goodness, like this is so, like, come on, Dean, why are we doing this? But I think it's really important that, especially with the under-19s, I'd say, to have like a level of professionalism. Like you have to come to training if you want to play. You have to do extra stuff. And you have to, train hard. Once you get to training, you chat at the start, do your little pre-activation. But as soon as you get started, then you're training. You're not just hanging out with your mates. So I think that's something I definitely had last year with Dean. He was really, he was like the best coach. He was very like fun. But then as soon as training started, we were serious. I think that's really helped me personally. And I think a lot of coaches should. I know a lot do, but I think they all should sort of implement those sort of rules. I think that would help a lot of younger girls in their transition.
Just send the same question to you. Is there anything parents or coaches could do to assist young players transitioning?
I think that they seem to be very professional with them, so they're like used to it more when they get to seniors. It's not a big shock in a way. But I also feel like coaches, like under-19s, need to kind of train sometimes with the seniors so they kind of get that feel, so not just chuck straight into it.
Yeah.
And like there's a lot of teams you kind of hear about that the 19s don't train with them, and then they play up, for instance, and the seniors don't even trust to play the ball because they don't know how they play.
Yeah.
But most teams you do hear that they do train together and everyone knows how each other play, so it's all right. But there is those few teams that you do hear about that they don't. I think that's the main thing, just to get everyone used to each other in a way and just everyone be professional. Because it improves the 19s as much as the seniors for the season anyway.
Yeah.
Way better, yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely. Great answers. Anything that you want to add from either? Yeah.
I think it's like, Jacinda just like reminded me of all this, but I think another important thing in juniors, in 19s and in 16s, and, all the way up, it's really important in juniors at most of the clubs I've been at, it's obviously in seniors, if you're the best player in the team, you're going to play. You're going to start. That's seniors. That's how it should be. But I feel like also in the younger teams, granted, everyone comes to trainings working hard, especially when you're like 16, 17, 18. That's the age where a lot of girls we've seen drop out. And I think something that's really important that comes from the coaches is sort of, while you've got to be real with your players, like, oh, you need to improve this, you need to improve this, you need to also have confidence in your players, because that will give them confidence. If you're not confident, then you have nothing. Like, you get on the pitch and you're scared. Something that I think really needs to be focused on is a coach needs to be like, okay, she might not be the best player, but she has potential, she works hard, and that should be important as well in your juniors. Just having confidence in your girls and giving them the confidence to step on the pitch and do the best that they can.
Yeah, no, definitely agree with that. Jacinda, anything else?
I feel like coaches can't just put someone straight in, and if they play a bad game, then just say no. I feel like people need time to warm into seniors, just because there's such a big gap.
Yeah.
Like literally, as soon as you get on, you're like in shock because it's that much quicker than 19s, for instance.
Yeah.
So I think they just need time to like warm into it a bit more. That's why training with seniors will help a lot more. But yeah, I think the coach needs to just be like strict on players, but also have that like friendship kind, like not friendship, but you know what I mean, like bad,
professional rapport.
Yeah.
And thank you, ladies, for your time. I think it's been great getting an insight from a player's perspective. You know, we have a lot of coaches that say this needs to be done. That's how